I'm a shotgun rider, cruise through the country, maybe pulling all-nighter. Every little body needs a Clyde decider. Come on, baby, be my shotgun rider.
All right, let's get back here for another postseason edition of The Scoop. Quite a run for the Hoosiers towards the end of the year. They won 15 of their last 20 games, including 13 of 16 in the Big Ten. Talk about the run in the Big Ten tournament as well.
Well, I mean, it was something that we felt we were capable of all season. We just got off, unfortunately for us, a slow start and dug a hole. But I think it was a little bit more indicative of what we thought this team would be down the stretch. And, you know, Purdue was certainly out front, and we were just trying to do the best we could to hopefully grab that second 2 seed. And we were able to put it together and played some really solid baseball down the stretch and got that 2 seed, which was huge going into the tournament.
And really only finished 1 game behind the Boilermakers in the conference standings, so almost the conference co-championship. Some of the individuals got a lot of love from the conference office. How about this? 8 Hoosiers on the all Big Ten teams, tied for the most in the league.
Well, and I think it really bodes well for the future because we well documented. We were a very young team, but yeah, it was pretty cool to see our guys get the individual recognition and a lot of fun, I think, in store over the next couple of years.
Yeah, and Indiana really did well in those weekly awards, at the most in the conference. 12 weekly awards in 14 weeks, led by Sam Travis, who also was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year.
Sam had an unbelievable year. Reminds us a lot of the Alex Dickerson year, his freshman year, but just put it together offensively. We moved him over to first defensively, and I think he really settled in nicely over there. And when you ask a true freshman to hit 3-hole in your order in this conference, that's a heck of a task to ask, and he handled it beautifully. And his numbers were outstanding. Now we expect more out of him next year, but it's really going to be a lot of fun having him and some of the other guys there to build in the middle of that lineup. But I was happy for him that he got recognized for what I thought was a very difficult task of hitting 3-hole as a freshman in the Big Ten.
How about Johnny Hoffman and his noodle arm? 5 games in the Big Ten tournament, he pitched in all of them. First team all Big Ten selection, and he also made the all-tournament team alongside Will Nolden and Micah Johnson.
I said numerous times we wouldn't be where we are right now or have the finish that we had we not had Johnny and what he was able to do. And people look at that and, you know, at face value, how in the heck can a guy get that many appearances? Well, you know, his submarine mechanics allow him to bounce back and be a lot more durable. But even with that, you still got to have a tough mindset every time you touch the rubber. And what's interesting about him is when he's coming in, it's not mop up. It's not, hey, let's get him some work. It's the game is on the line. And that guy, as you said, he touched the ball 5 times in the Big Ten.
All 5 games.
All 5 times the Big Ten tournament, and certainly down the stretch put us in a position to even get there. So after that, you know, I saw him in the dugout, and all I could think of is, man, you're a warrior. It was unbelievable because some guys, truthfully, probably wouldn't have wanted the ball, and then he took it willingly and wanted it. Because there were several times, Kyle, I was going to go to somebody else. Coach Deal kept saying Johnny wants the ball, and I'm all right, let's do it. So he rewarded us with, to me, one of the most unbelievable and memorable pitching performances in a long time.
And he was picked to be on the all-tournament team. Good job of him. Not all work, though. While we were over there, a lot of the rallies, guys were having a good time in the dugout because we, of course, got to come back in all the victories.
Oh, yeah. You know, that's what was kind of fun and special about this team is they had a personality, and you can see by the personality. I mean, we had everything. We had snipers in the dugout. Had some military training. I give my friend Mike Ogden some credit there, training our guys. We got, I don't want to say cross-dressers, but crisscross dressing here. The guys throwing on those uniforms backwards to get the rally. This was my favorite. I'd always hear him saying it, hat stack. You'd hear him yelling and screaming hat stack out of the... So if you want to know what a hat stack is, this is what a hat stack is. And one of the fan favorites, and people comment on this, the human crab. You got manager Alex Rich there in the human crab with his little claws and pinchers there. But it was fun. I mean, it was this. I said earlier, it was one of those years you hate to see end because it was a good group of guys. We, you know, a good group of upperclassmen, a solid group of freshmen, and the guys blended together. And towards the end of the season, it really had not only winning games, but had a fun time at the Yard.
Yeah, I think a lot of good times at the Big Ten tournament this year. Not only with IU games, but of the 9-10 games, I think every single game was within a run or two, except for one. So just a lot of exciting games. Nebraska scored 7 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Almost came back. Let's talk about Columbus, their last year, and the Big Ten tournament in total.
Yeah, I mean, I said it. We had a press conference when I was over there. That, to me, they do one of the most unbelievable jobs of making your programs, making your kids, your institutions feel like they're wanted in first class. And I know we've got some pretty cool things on the horizon for the Big Ten tournament. Going to be going to Target Field in Minnesota, and I think on to Omaha the year following. But I'm going to miss the people in Columbus. I'm going to miss the venue, because that's one of my favorite places to be. And you know, it was a good run. Came up short. A lot of excitement. Well documented. But yeah, kind of sad to see the end run there at Columbus, but looking forward to some of the new stuff as well.
Got a couple of questions this week from the fans.
Yeah, this comes from Rockin' Todd. Why do you insist on tweeting when most of us are in bed? Looking through the tweets, please tweet at a decent hour so you don't disturb my beauty sleep. Was that a question, Todd, or was that more of a statement? But no, I tweet at night. You know, I'm laying there awake at night. I've been playing this one back and forth, this tournament back and forth in my mind a lot, not sleeping. So when I have a thought, I tweet. Turn it on vibrate or something, Todd, so you don't get the sound there. This comes from Mark in Jackson, Michigan. Congrats on the second place bye. I hope you win at a Big Ten tournament. Didn't happen. And have a deep run. I'll be in Vegas next week and looking at the odds to win the College World Series. Well, don't bet on it now, Mark, because it's over there. But no, I tell you, that was key. The second place thing was something I think our guys can be proud of, given where we were at a certain point in the season, to put it together down the stretch against quality opponents and grab that second place bye was huge for what we were able to do in a tournament. Couldn't be more proud of the guys, and appreciate that. Let's see here. This comes from Scott from Pittsburgh. Who's from Pittsburgh?
I don't know.
You're not a race fan?
No.
Jeff Gordon.
Oh, sorry, I missed. Not a big NASCAR
Jeff Gordon. You're fired. I'm a loyal Hoosier fan. Somehow just recently stumbled on the Skip Scoop. You're lost, man.
Yeah.
You should have been following us. So I went back and watched most episodes from the year, still working on the rest. Keep up. Get to the manager episode. That's still one of my favorites. Can't wait for each new episode to come out. You and Kyle do an excellent job.
Am I rehired?
You're rehired now. Hopefully by the time you film the next Skip Scoop, the Hoosiers will be in a Big Ten tournament champs. Didn't happen. Close, but didn't happen. Anyways, my question is simple. How is it decided which uniform combinations to wear on a particular day? I'll tell you what goes into that. Multiple things. First and foremost, cleansing detergent. Which uniform is clean? We got to make sure we got to have a clean uniform. Probably equally as important, and maybe what some would argue even more important, is superstition. Which uniform is hot? Which uniform we're winning in? That's how we decided. And also, we kind of give a little bit more input from the starting pitcher that day, so that they're the guy that has to be comfortable. So you've got cleansing detergent, you've got superstition, and you've got pitcher input. That's basically the formula that we use to pick our uniforms. But great question, Scott from Pittsburgh, and I think Jeff Gordon still claims he's from Pittsburgh. If he's not, Scott, let me know. Unless he's kind of got that California thing going on there.
We had another Twitter question from our friend Becky, and over there in Elkhart, Indiana, she wanted to know what do you do now that the season's over.
Well, it's pretty simple, Becky. It's a great question. So what I thought I would do is, rather than tell you, is just maybe show you. We got a special guest in town, and so follow us into the locker here, and I'll show you what I've been waiting to do. Because talking about superstition, I let this go for a while, but now the season's over. It's time to take care of this little issue. All right, Becky. Here's what we do when the season's over. I've been keeping my hair on. There's not a lot, as you can see, but I've been keeping what little hair that I have on, but I had to get Big Smitty, actually the star of the Big Ten tournament. Kyle, did you see they did an interview on national television?
I did.
Pop that, do that. But Big Smitty, the 40-year barber here, is coming in for the kill in our locker room here, getting rid of my superstition, my postseason haircut. So that's what I do. Throughout the summer, we're going to keep you guys updated, probably a little bit more sporadically, but before we get off here today, take a look at the recent dirt moving on Kaufman Field, and we'll look forward to touching base with you throughout the summer on Skip Scoop. And thanks for all your support this year. We've had a blast. Ow, what are you doing? No, just kidding. We had a blast, and look forward to a good year next year. See you around.